The special counsel, Robert Hur, a Donald Trump appointee who was tasked with looking into President Biden's handling of classified materials, found that he willfully retained and disclosed documents after his vice presidency.
Well, the report concluded his actions pose serious risk to national security. The White House counsel's office has asked the special counsel to revise the language in the report, calling it prejudicial and inflammatory. The report also depicted President Biden's memory as hazy and poor, but the president assailed the report. He said his memory is fine and that he had not willfully retained classified material. Joining us now is Face the Nation moderator Margaret Brennan. Margaret, thank you for joining us. Special counsel Robert Hur found that charges against President Biden were not warranted in this case. What's the impact?
Well, this decision not to prosecute was obviously a political win for President Biden and his campaign. They really embraced the fact that there was a stark difference drawn between his case and that of Donald Trump, who also mishandled classified information. We'll go into that this Sunday with President Biden's lawyer. But we also want to talk about how the average U.S. official would be treated if they did something like this. We have some intelligence officials with us to talk about it. But really the most explosive thing is what you highlighted there, those questions being raised about the current president's memory and his ability to recall. That has led to a firestorm of questions, not just from his political opponents, but some in his own party. And the vice president today really came out swinging on the president's behalf, saying that he is very strong, able to lead meetings, and really saying that the words of the special counsel were gratuitous and inappropriate.
Also, Margaret, we know this investigation has become a lightning rod in the race for the Republican presidential nomination. I know that you have former Trump UN Ambassador Nikki Haley on the show Sunday. How is it playing out on the trail?
Oh, well, Nikki Haley, who was about to face a primary in her home state of South Carolina, really did come out swinging on this one. She has been campaigning on the idea that both Joe Biden and Donald Trump are too old and need to undergo mental acuity tests. She's arguing the case that she represents a new generation of Republican, but so far it hasn't persuaded Republican leadership to line up behind her. We'll talk to her about her campaign and what it is that she is proposing in order to unseat Donald Trump, who is 77 years old, and there have also been questions about his mental acuity. We will talk to her and to Senator Chris Murphy, Democrat from the state of Connecticut.
All right, Margaret Brennan, host and moderator of Face the Nation, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. Margaret will have the very latest, much more on the classified documents report and its impact on the race for the White House on Face the Nation. You can watch that Sunday morning at 10:30 right here on CBS Philadelphia.